go.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, we were a little distracted because we got our Twitch recaps.
Also, this year it's a URL, which is kind of cool. I guess that's something that they're doing because so many people that unsubscribed from the marketing emails didn't get the images ever, and now it's this massive link on the thingy.
That's true. I closed mine. Can I reopen it? Maybe I want to. Reopen my
Yeah, it's a
post
URL.
tab, yeah. So I didn't even look at my recap as a streamer.
Yeah. I did 52 broadcasts. That's one a week.
Look at you. That's impressive.
Look at me go.
Yeah, I did 17.
Would almost not think that. My top categories is Cult of the Lamb, which
top
makes sense.
category, Sherlock Holmes and Nancy Drew.
That also makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Cool. There you go. There you go.
Anyway, sorry, it's too many stats to get distracted by.
I know.
To look at this
stats.
later.
So many stats.
You should be so excited.
Obviously, I am so excited. That's why I'm like looking at the
Whoa.
and not looking at you.
Oh, Gemma, also you're adorable.
You are. Yeah.
I did say and then I got really distracted. But today is a day of general distractions. Holy shit.
It's 3:00 and I haven't worked at all. Well, that's not true. I signed a form that Bonnie was like, can you sign this? That was sent like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like,
was it sent 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I had no idea when it was sent.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Honestly, I don't know what is going on. Like, I don't... My Mondays are generally useless because it's the day of calls. So I'm just sitting on calls and don't get shit done at all. And then we have like, this is Tuesday and this is then where things are supposed to happen. And then I'm like, what shit is happening? I did my father's accounting. That took me almost all fucking after. Like, it went on from somehow after I got up, did my yoga, that procrastinated. So because I didn't want to do it. And then I did it and it took me hours, which it usually doesn't. And here we are. And it's like 4 p.m. and I can't tell you what else of the shit I've done today.
Yeah, I played chicken with caffeine yesterday afternoon.
You played chicken?
You know when you like see how close you can go to something without it causing damage?
Don't know what that is.
You like play chicken with cars by running in front of cars and running back. You play chicken with penises by like putting your hand up a leg.
Oh, you played chicken with caffeine, like actual caffeine?
Yeah.
I thought you meant Cafe Angelista and it was a video game. I was like, what? This is so confusing. I mean, and also, Gemma, it's not depressing. It's just real facts somehow, I feel like. Yeah, see?
Sorry, caffeine.
It's like, what's happening? Also, hi.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, hi. No, I just played the danger game and I had a can of Monster yesterday afternoon because I was so tired. And I was like, this will wake me up. And it did until 3 a.m. And now I'm like in this... I just had my first coffee about an hour ago. And I'm like,
this is a bad
happening
choice
again?
That you did this now. Like, you did caffeine now.
Well, I had a little caffeine headache. So I was like, I should have a coffee, because I still have to work and it's 3:00 and I have not worked.
Seriously. Hi, Ed. Hi, Flinksy.
Hello, Ed and Flinksy.
We're very confused by the time of day, to be honest.
Honestly.
That's where we're at.
Yeah. Every single week at about 2:15, I'm like, holy shit, it's Tuesday. We record in like 45 minutes. How does this keep happening? Every week.
It's legit a conversation we have that every time. She's not joking. And I feel the exact same way because I'm like, shit, I We all, and it's because I think, like, as I said to you just earlier, it's like my day, I feel like, doesn't properly start where I feel like, well, now I have a bulk of time that I can get productive in. It's not until like noon or a bit later in the day, because of, obviously, I stay up so long, so I sleep longer. And then like half my day is already gone. And then I'm like in the middle of my day, actually, and all of a sudden we're recording a podcast. It's wild. Also, I hope all of you got your Twitch recaps. This is where we got stuck
we were
before.
Super distracted by it.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, yes, continually shocked by the passage of time. Still, I feel like I've just been to the UK. This is already 2 weeks ago. I don't understand. And we're basically middle of December. And we're already... I left at on the 1st or maybe the 2nd.
Oh my gosh.
You know, that's what I'm... See? I'm like, I thought December just started. No. We're halfway fucking through it. Being used more than my own in my channel. I mean, that is not surprising though. Also, which one actually? I hope the side eyes one.
The side eyes is number 5 in my channel. That damn monkey. Yep.
The damn monkey. That damn monkey. I mean,
that damn monkey.
My most used, the monkey is my second most used emote. My personal one. It's most
not even in my top 5.
Is it not?
It's not on Twitch. It's like my top used one on Discord, but it's not on Twitch.
Oh, Discord also had a change where it recommends you the most used emotes per server.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool, actually.
That is true, Caffeine. I'd love that. Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time? Wow, it's so bad, Caffeine. But yeah.
That would be amazing. Love that.
I mean... Did the cat just fart? Did you fart?
No, she's snoring really loudly, and she just kind of choked on her own snore because she's like snoring so deeply.
That I heard. Thank you for the lurk, Flinksy.
Thanks, Flinksy. So people listening, if the snoring gets too loud, Monty says she can't hear it, so I'm just putting it out there to everybody else. If it gets too loud, please tell me, and I will wake the baby up and put her out.
Nobody will do. No. You can't. You do not wake sleeping anything.
She's so cute.
I feel like my Twitch recap is a bit broken because Liz and I watched on her account for 6 months. True. Yeah, see, no one wakes the baby. Nobody wakes the baby. You don't move when you have... Aw, bless her.
There's the baby.
Aw, kitty. Wake the baby and I'll go berserk. See? Nobody wakes the baby.
Oh, I wouldn't actually. Don't worry. I wouldn't do it.
Unless she wakes up on her own.
And if she does wake up, she will be annoying. And then she will go out.
She will be annoying and then
she will be. So you may stay there.
I could draw
her little face off.
That's how it's supposed to be, Flinksy. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
Should we do it?
We should do it.
We should do it.
It's me.
Do it.
Because I know you were going to ask. Yeah, I know you're going to ask, so.
I wasn't even sure if I was going to ask, but here we go.
You always do. And then I say, it's me. And then I go, oh, it's in the pinned messages in Discord. Oh, you know what else is in the pinned messages in Discord? Oh, that image idea.
And then I say, fuck me. We can just skip that today, shall we? Yesterday, but this week I already got reminded of all the other things I still haven't done. Which I'm like, oh shit.
It's fine.
It's Christmas holidays soon. I have more time then. And next week will be my last week with the said client, which I already thought was this week. And I already got a send off on the team call. And I was like, this week is my last team call. And then it turned out it wasn't my last team call. It was only my last team call where everybody was there. It was really awkward and people cried. And I was just sitting there being all like, I actually
suckers.
Literally, like, I was there. She was like, also, this is the last team call. And both of the other team members, they just flopped out of the screen. One was like, no. The other one was like, oh, no. And I was just sitting there cracking up because they were both like just flopped out of the screen and it looked so funny. And I was just sitting there laughing like an idiot. And they were like, why are you laughing? And I'm just like, it just looked so funny that you both disappeared. It was really funny. Also, I felt really good about it. That's why I laughed.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, anyway, let's. Did I already? No, I didn't click record.
No, you didn't, which is good because we talked about a lot of stuff.
Sorry. There we go. No, I did.
Welcome to Geek Herring, a critical geek culture podcast where we talk about intersectional and inclusive feminism in a male-dominated environment. Hi, I'm Amanda, and with me today is my awesome, hilarious, wonderful, and where has the time gone co-host, Moni.
I mean, big mood, where has the time gone? We're already in the middle of December now, like, what the fuck is going on? Do not approve. I wasn't ready enough for this year to be over so soon.
This year went particularly fast, I think.
I know.
And December is just... And Tuesday seems to come around, like... way faster than it should. Like how I feel like there are multiple Tuesdays happening in a week.
I don't know how this goes, but yes, I have a similar feeling. So after we broke up with Wednesday, we're now on the Tuesday, and so yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, and because we're earlier, there's so much all of a sudden, all these what the fuck moments. How are we already here again? And so yeah, we're here again, and things. But yeah, it's like, as Gemma says, I can't figure out if it's life speeding up or I'm getting older or all of the above. I think it's probably all of the above.
I did hear once, and I've never researched the validity of this statement, but that as you get older, time does seem to go fast because you have more memories. And it's something about like how many years you've lived. So like you have all of these memories in your head. And that's why the years seem to go so fast.
I don't feel like I have so many memories.
You have like 37, 38 years worth of memories.
Where are they gone though? Where are they when I need them? What's happening?
They're in your butt.
Are they spent? Probably. They're spent on random bullshit that I don't need to remember. Like the 15 stories that Ben, 15 is too. Like the 3 stories that Ben always tells, those I remember. But I don't remember that I put fucking rice on the stove. Like that's like, there's a discrepancy here in my ability to remember shit. And I feel I just remember all the unnecessary bullshit that nobody needs to remember. But the necessary things that are important, I don't. So... I don't know. Caffeine asks if I broke up with Wednesday Addams, and I would never, because I think she's pretty epic.
She is. I have not seen the new Wednesday yet, and I have wanted to, but I've barely watched any TV in like the last 2 months.
Which is very, very, sometimes a very good choice. I just started it because I saw people loving it on Twitter, which is shocking. Well, and some people that we know, I saw loving it on Twitter. I wasn't like, I do not fall for something that some rando loves. But yeah, I think it's actually really nice. I started out with the first episode, then I fell asleep, which I always hate when I fall asleep during new things, because then I need to rewatch something that I already watched, and part of it I have already seen, so it feels like it just annoys the shit out of me, and often I fall off it because of that, basically. And so that's why I'm just so annoyed sometimes, and then I fall off episodes. But this time I watched another one later. I watched it again, and it's actually really nice. It's really good. I think you would like it too.
I really, really want to see it.
Mm,
Maybe over like the winter break, I will
yeah.
actually get some time to watch it. I did because I think Tom wants to watch it as well, which causes the issue that we have to watch it together. Um,
Why does that cause issues?
because he watches TV even less than I do.
And he's also one that just watches one episode and then nothing for. Oh, this is so exhausting.
Exactly.
Let me
Exactly.
watch
So
however much I want to watch.
I know I'm like, I'm gonna have to watch this soon, Tom, because like I really want to. Um, so
uh,
yeah.
no, I
So I
feel.
I only get to watch things that I want to watch on my own. Um, like I just finished the new season of One of Us is Lying, and it was fantastic in the way that Pretty Little Liars is was fantastic.
I don't even know what. I don't even know what that is. Where is that on?
Netflix. It's based off of books by Karen McManus, and it's like a very, very bad teen drama, teen
Oh,
mystery
okay.
murder
Maybe
drama.
that's why I haven't watched it then.
Yeah,
Deep sigh.
I like this stuff. It's pretty bad, but it's so good. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it in all its badness.
Yeah. You need to be aware of the shitness of certain television series for it to like. You need to like some things you know are shit. You still watch them for other reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, did you ever
Like
watch Pretty Little Liars?
I don't think I did. I think I tried and then I never got into it or something. I just know it exists, but then I never like actually watched it, so I can't tell you anything about it.
It's fair.
I wouldn't
One of
even
Us is
recall what I've
Lying
seen of it.
is like that level of over the top, like far fetched stories. I don't know. It like and like weaves in mysteries and trying to figure stuff out. It reminds me a lot of it. It's quite good. It's addictive.
Okay, cool.
There you go. That's my story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Today we're here to talk about something else though, kind of related to TV.
Yeah.
What are we
Um,
talking about?
we're talking about Jennifer Lawrence first and foremost, but we're moving on from there to talk about women in action films.
Yes. Because Jennifer Lawrence almost cancelled over something she said. Well, and I say that with exaggeration.
Mm-hmm.
but she got criticized for a statement she made. Well, a statement for something she said in an interview, and people took that piece out, and then they kind of said, "How fucking dare she say that?"
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Um, so during an interview with Variety magazine or Variety Television, actors on actors discussion. So she was being interviewed by Viola Davis, who is like amazing. And Jennifer Lawrence said, I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie because it wouldn't work, we were told. Girls and boys can both identify with a male lead, but boys cannot identify with a female lead.
what shit is that even? Like just the last statement. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, to be fair, that's kind of true. Like, that was what media critics were pushing. Like, oh, you know, we can't have a woman or a girl in a leading role in an action movie because like action movies are for boys. I
yeah.
mean, it's bullshit. It's
Like
not true, but like
I don't mean
that's
that she said that. I mean the general statement of this being like that, because I think that this, I also think that this is how it went, right? That people were saying things to excuse why there are only male action leads in movies and hardly ever any female leads in movies or women leads in
Mhm.
movies. And um so I'm not saying this is bullshit that she said that. I think this is true.
Mhm.
I think the fact
The
that this
statement.
is the statement in itself is bullshit.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so obviously the internet, being the internet, took hold of this and was like, "Oh, Jennifer Lawrence is like telling lies. Like, has she not heard of Sigourney Weaver? Has she not heard about um, I don't even know what else. Like there's so many, right? So many women in action roles. But I actually found out about this story because I've been living in a hole this week. That I found out about this story in a Facebook group that I'm in, and it was like a meme with Jennifer Lawrence saying that she was the first woman in an action film, and then Sigourney Weaver being like, "Hold my beer." And
I do think that's funny.
it was quite funny. Yeah, it was like, and then I was like, "What is this even about? Like, what has Jennifer Lawrence done now?"
Yeah.
And I mean that with love, actually, because I quite like Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's hilarious, and I think she's really real.
Yeah.
And I find her relatable because she's so clumsy, and as this statement shows, she puts her foot in her mouth a lot.
I don't, that's what annoys me about things like this so much, because you see she doesn't seem like someone, let's just say that. She doesn't seem like someone who goes through a lot of PR training where people tell her how she needs to talk for people to, like, she's just going out there saying shit, like, and stumbling upon what she's saying and making mistakes as she's doing it, right? And if you watch her do it, either it's a really good shtick and she's like really good at acting like that, and that's like all it's something entirely different. But I do think she's, as you say, quite genuine actually, and quite clumsy and a bit weird, and that just makes her really relatable. And so it's just so relatable to say something in a conversation with somebody, and then all of a sudden you put the spotlight on it and the magnifying glass on it, and then the internet blows up on something you said on a side note that you didn't even have the time or the moment to elaborate on, because it was within a conversation with somebody else and just a side part of something else that was going on, and all of a sudden the internet goes bonkers on you, right?
The internet does what it does best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that Gemma's made a good point. Like, I think Jennifer Lawrence is unscripted a lot, and it's both relatable, as we've said, but also gets her in trouble. And it's true because, like, she says stuff a lot, and it's like, I probably would have said something like that too.
100%. 100%. And then you have the meme brigade, which I love. I love the meme brigade because the meme brigade brings us great memes and great things, but then they're all like, make her look exceptionally stupid for saying that in the first place.
Yeah. And I think like it's not it didn't help that Variety, like, that was the clip that they posted. You know, like that was the highlight. So it like really highlighted this stupid thing that she said, and it, like, made it even more obvious, as opposed to like letting the internet dig it out on their own. Which it would have happened anyways, but I feel like it was kind of pushed on. Yeah.
Pretty, like, I feel it's also a nice example of how whatever media then decides to publish is like shining a light on something specific, right? And so it just makes it feel a bit mean at the same time. Like, why was this necessary for them to highlight exactly that part? Because they had a however long that interview went, 30 minutes, 45 minutes conversation. This is the only bit that you hear from it. So
yeah. So Jennifer Lawrence later clarified her remarks to The Hollywood Reporter. And she said, "That's certainly not what I meant to say at all. I know that I am not the only woman who has ever led an action movie. What I meant to emphasize was how good it feels. And I meant that with Viola, to blow past these old myths that you hear about the chatter that you would hear about around that kind of thing. But it was my blunder and it came out wrong. I had nerves talking to a living legend." And I mean, like, if that's not relatable shit, I don't know what that is. Like, if I was being interviewed by Viola Davis, I'd be like, "I'm really sorry, I just pooped my pants."
I think what we kind of don't realize is often that people like this, like even actors, have people that they look up to. Even though you would think, well, you're already famous, you should feel so comfortable amongst other people that are just as famous or kind of more famous than you are or something. Like, you put them all in one Hollywood bowl. not and then you just think they all know each other, and a lot do, right? But not all of them do, and that doesn't mean that some of them are not more iconic to you than other people. And I mean, especially also Viola Davis, who is so epic. You would just, I mean,
Exactly.
just shit yourself, right?
Right, like you would. I would.
I
And
would.
I'm so like if the lead if all Jennifer Lawrence did was stumble over her words and not say exactly what she meant, like it's come out of her mouth wrong because she's like starstruck by the incredible Viola Davis. I mean, like, I get that. I forgive
Yeah.
that. Like, we all say things that words come out wrong all the time. Hello.
Threat says, well, even just coming someone you respect in your own professional field, it's intimidating when you're talking to someone you look up to.
So
100%.
true.
100%. I remember being really nervous when we had Ben on for the first time, which was equally ridiculous because in my head I knew this was stupid, but I was still excited and nervous to have him on the show the first time around. That changed real quickly
Oh,
after
it
that.
changed really quickly. But we'd only known him for like a month and we were
3
like, oh my God,
weeks.
we're
I
having a
know.
Twitch partner on.
I
Oh,
know.
no.
Okay, like in hindsight, is really funny actually.
But like low key, every time we have a guest on that isn't
Yeah.
somebody in our immediate circle, I'm like,
Oh shit. Oh
okay,
yeah.
okay, calm down, like be cool, don't say stupid stuff,
Oh
like
yeah.
you
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh, especially when it's people that you've watched for a while and feel like they're like so huge and like make such impact, and then all of a sudden they're on the show and you're like, well, I've been fangirling about you for fucking years, and it's so good. And like we did with Robin Warren or with Jordan Dene, and you're just like, just make an absolute twat out of yourself because you're fangirling so hard. And
Yeah.
yeah,
One
so
of
I
us
totally
fangirls a
get that.
little bit more than the other one.
I have, yes, Amanda, you should really look into that. I just also have no limit of embarrassment because at the same time I'm like yes, I'm really excited and I'm really overly well nervous or like just hyped in during that time, but at the same time I know they're also just people, so I'm just like also don't give a shit if I'm like I'm all again because I'm not easily embarrassed about anything except for maybe accidentally mooning someone or something. That's not something anything related to my body I'm more embarrassed about, but everything else, like the way I act, the way I do things, I don't care, like whatever. so so this is just one of the things where I'm like, yeah, whatever, might look ridiculous, but get over it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so obviously there are lots of women in action movies that have come before the Hunger Games. Um, Not least the Alien series with Sigourney Weaver, Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie,
Yep.
the Terminator franchise,
Franchise.
franchise, talking about putting not being able to speak, and like the Sarah Connor continuation of that, Resident Evil. There's so many. Some one that Tom mentioned, I was like, oh, what's your favorite action women in action movies? And he was like, oh, Charlie's Angels, and I'm like, there's another one. Like, and these all came out before the Hunger Games, right? But I think like in a way Jennifer Lawrence's comments were not necessarily like incorrect either, because there is a lot about there are very few women-led action movies that are also directed and or written by women. Whereas the Hunger Games was like written by Suzanne Collins, or the books were, and I'm sure she was involved in most of the screenplay. The director was female, and there isn't that many else that many others. I think Alien was an exception, but all other ones tend to have some aspect of the male gaze. quite a lot,
Yeah.
especially Tomb Raider. Um,
Yeah. And I mean, also
and Charlie's
Charlie's
Angels.
Angel is very, like, of course they're all badass, but they're still, like, kind of, like, I feel more, not as serious. You don't take, like, they portray women in action roles less serious because Charlie's Angel is also more comedic. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's at least how it's not something that is super serious, and the Hunger Games felt more serious too. Like she
Mm-hmm.
has a serious role as in because it's obviously a serious situation because you have to
Mm-hmm.
go out and kill other people and everything, right? So the topic around all this was also more serious, but previously women in action roles didn't feel as serious. Like they were like either they were really fucking hot, like
Mm-hmm.
Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider, or they were kind of like haha-ish more,
Mm-hmm.
including with looking really hot because of Charlie's Angel also really hot. Hunger Games was not a comedy where action, where Charlie's Angel was more action comedy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and I think something else that needs to be commended with the role as well is like it was a woman in a lead and she wasn't sexualized. Like she was just a
Actually, until the end of the Hunger Games, I wasn't even sure if this romance was anything at all because I didn't
well,
buy this at
same.
all, and I
Yeah,
haven't
I
read the
mean, it
books
was
because
the
I think
romance
there
was
was
really secondary, but her as a
yeah,
character, like Katniss Everdeen, she was not a sexual character.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
she was just a woman out there surviving and
Mm,
trying to make change.
yeah.
And as Threat says as well, it was a teen girl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and yeah, Gemma made a good point. Like the romance was part of her life, but it wasn't part of the story.
Mm, mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I think it's really important to note like she did have a quite an iconic role in the Hunger Games because it was women led, it was women written, it was women directed, and it wasn't sexualized at all. Like the
Also,
role.
I feel it was more made for like more a teenage action movie,
Mm-hmm.
which also in comparison, I can't really think of one like that before. Like you can't count Twilight really because is that an action? It's not really. It was I don't know what it was, romance up front or whatever, um, and and this one felt like for teens more. Obviously, it was very well watchable for adults as well
Mm-hmm.
because it still would watch it, but definitely also more aiming towards a teen audience. Gemma says, yeah, I think Mulan is the only women fronted kids teens action movie that I can think of. And I mean, how much earlier was that?
Well, and the live action only came out a couple of years ago. Like it was a cartoon
Yeah,
otherwise. Like it came out in the 90s, right? So and she plays a man most of
yeah,
it. That's a
yeah.
great point. Yeah. Um
Mulan came out in 1998 and Hunger Games
2011,
12.
12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and yeah, as Gemma says, she's not even like she's portraying a man most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And Sret makes a good point as well that a lot of teen girl action movies were like quite hokey and low budget Disney Channel films, whereas The Hunger Games was a big blockbuster.
true.
Um,
It's true.
and yeah, I mean, like, I can't even think they were hokey. Like, I'm trying to even think of a Disney Channel one that really stands out to me as like a teen girl action movie, and it's like Kim Possible, but it was hokey. It
Mm,
was great, but it was like it wasn't this level of like Hollywood blockbuster,
mm,
and the fame that comes along with that.
yeah. What did she didn't get an Oscar for that? She got an Oscar for something else, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then there's also the concern
Happy long stockings, says
about like
Lindsay.
women led action movies tended to flop,
Yeah.
which then would have like a massive like backslide for women-led action movies, and then be like, this is why we can't have women in the lead roles. Um, which
Maybe if you had people who would write about of their experience and about the how it works, more people would fucking watch it. Not what you would write because you want to see hot women in short pants making the splits and flying over people. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Gemma says, and the Hunger Games was marketed to everyone, and I think that's a big deal. It wasn't pigeonholed as a girls' movie. Yeah.
Totally.
And there were
Yeah,
more
I
people,
agree.
more female, like more women in it as well. Like it wasn't just like this one,
The token woman.
yeah, one
Yeah.
token leading person.
There was quite a few women in leading roles
Mm,
or bigger roles in that.
mm,
And yeah, it did. I agree. Stret says it started a whole genre of teen apocalyptic movies too, not just female led. And totally, like I think Suzanne Collins did kind of start a revolution of like these teen apocalypse, like uh um dystopian fiction, dystopian young A. I don't know if there was many before her, but I only started reading them after the Hunger Games.
mm. And interesting women villains too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
even fully remember that. I need to watch them again. I remember really enjoying them actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed the films. I loved the books. Tom bought me the first one, and I
Mm,
think I read all three of them in like a month, less than a month, maybe like two
yeah.
weeks. I was just like, these are amazing. Like they were so good. He got me the box set. I think that's how it worked. But yeah, but like it really did lead on for something like the Divergent series and the Maze Runner. I could think of like did
A
you like that?
lot.
I was like thinking of the name of like books 3, 4, and 5, and I'm like, but what was the first one?
Yeah.
um and just that whole genre, of things, and Hunger Games did start it. So, maybe she was not the first female action hero that's ever existed, but I
Mm,
think that she played an important role in
yeah.
opening up the genre for women and young girls.
Yeah. Threat says, I love the flip of Peter being the sensitive one and still having Gail bringing the toxic masculinity and Katniss having her own personality separate from them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much
Yeah,
that I don't know how the books, because I know the books, like I'd never read them in the end. I think I always wanted to, but never got around to it, as with a lot
I
of things in my
recommend
life.
them. They're
Yeah.
very good.
Because in the books you can obviously read her in a monologue, which you can't in the movie. So I heard that
Mm-hmm.
because of this in a monologue, there's so much more clear on certain areas, whereas a movie watcher you wouldn't be able to get it. Like as I
Mm-hmm.
said, I was never really aware if there was actually some romance between her and Peter at all. Because for me it felt like something they had to do because of the situation they were in. Um
Yeah, I was always very annoyed because I was like, this, even in the books, I was like, this feels like it's come out of nowhere. And everyone's like,
yeah.
Team PETA. And I'm like, Gail clearly is in love with her. Like, Gail's lovely. I was Team Gail. I'm sorry. I am in a minority. And I know that.
I didn't like her with any of the two, to be honest, because he
Mm,
wasn't Gale quite the prick in the end because he couldn't kind of deal with what she was doing and stuff,
yeah.
and Peter then got the brainwashed and was really into her, and I felt like both weren't right.
Yeah.
Basically, she was oblivious about how men felt about her, and that was super relatable too. Says threat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what a
I can
mood.
see that. Uh,
Yeah.
I
Team
just never.
Haymitch. Aren't we all? Really?
I just never fucking get any of that. Even with other people, I'm just watching it
Mm.
happen, and then I'm like, oh, look at that. I was team nobody. Yeah. Team whatever the sister's name was.
She was
Yes, she went
amazing.
in for her. Team just fucking survive. Yes, exactly.
You had a crush on Josh Hutcherson. Get that too.
Interesting. Wasn't
Hmm.
he in like this weird? Isn't there the weirdo showed me this that he is in some weird as fuck series now, which is just super fucking weird. He told I don't remember what it is called now, but maybe I can find it out if I Google it properly. He's in
I don't know.
some what is it? I don't know. Oh, he played the voice. He was a voice acting role in Howl's Moving Castle. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Anyway, something really weird. He's also heavily involved in Gay Straight Alliance campaign.
Hmm.
Straight but not narrow. Love that.
That's really good, yeah. Yeah. So, we love the Hunger Games. I think
Yeah.
is our conclusion from this. And even though like Jennifer Lawrence may have said something inaccurate, factually inaccurate, I think she is not totally incorrect in her comment.
Yeah. I think, once again, the internet needs fucking nuance. Nuance.
Mm-hmm.
Future Man. It could be Future Man
Absolutely.
threat. And once again, it doesn't do it. And these things always work because they take all the nuance out of everything. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can just make somebody look absolutely stupid. And apparently we just love that. We just love it when people can look the worst ever or whatever. And then you just can say you can cancel them, which nobody ever does anyway. Really. Even the people that would deserve it still aren't canceled. They get TV shows, they get airtime, they get all the place. And then obviously we need to attack some woman again for saying something wrong, which, I mean, she's not stupid. She's not actually thinking she's the only one. Maybe there is more
Mm-hmm.
to it than she says in the moment. But again, we need to be all pitchfork here again and throw everyone
Yeah, like I don't
under the
even know if there
bus.
was more to her statement than that because that's the only one that's made the news. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know she'd been on Variety Actors to Actors with Viola Davis. Like genuinely until this is blowing up. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there probably is more of the clip. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to watch it. I'm surely it's on YouTube because they're all always on YouTube all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, at that, and because I just sometimes fall into the black hole of YouTube videos and then watch a bunch of celebrity shit. Because
Mood.
why not?
Yeah.
It's like it interchanges with a fall into the black hole of Graham Norton replays.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And then some other stuff that I then find that I can immediately, like, intermittently obsess about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is, really.
Yeah. Like I would say that I'm glad that Jennifer Lawrence clarified what she meant, but I'm also
Yeah.
sad that she had to.
Yeah.
Um that it's been taken totally verbatim as opposed to trying to figure out like I suppose it's not like our job to figure out what she meant because it's not what she said, so we don't know exactly what she meant. But I don't know. I it's sad that we're in that she had to clarify
I
that.
just think it makes it really difficult. If there is no room for error in anything we say, it makes communication so difficult, right? Because you
Mm-hmm.
then start to question everything you say and stop saying things altogether. And I know sometimes it's better to think first before you speak, but that also but sometimes in a conversation things come out in a way that aren't necessarily meant like that. Like and
Mm-hmm.
it's just that doesn't mean that I don't know. It's just so difficult if there's no room for error and you can't give people grace at the same time, then it's just tricky to have a conversation at all, I feel. and we all try and do the best we can, and sometimes it just backfires a little, but it doesn't mean we have the benefit of not having the media pinpoint us and like put us under a magnifying glass and be like, well, look at what she said again. And that's the benefit of not being famous. I mean, obviously we would say they have money and they signed up for it and whatever, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, well, they're also just people, right? They're just people who have a job that they potentially love, who makes them a lot of money. That's unfortunate and that sucks, but yeah.
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 But I still like her. I can't. She's just such a weirdo, which I appreciate.
I don't want to say that I feel like there's nothing she could do to make me dislike her, because we're always proved wrong when we make a glaring statement like that. But at this point, I really like Jennifer Lawrence. I like how weird she is. I like how relatable and just clumsy she is. Like her falling up the stairs at the Oscars in her massive ball gown it's like one of my favorite moments in celebrity history. Because I'm like, I would do that. Like, I
can't even walk the stairs in my normal shoes, let alone in a ball gown with high heels. Fuck that.
Honestly, when I was wearing my bridesmaid dress and my heels, I almost like fell on my ass so many times because the dress was long and the heels, and I was stepping on the dress like every time I went up the stairs, and so like I feel this so much. Like,
and I know they like
difficult.
Get dressed up a lot, but that still doesn't mean they walk around all day in all this stuff.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just put more humanity into interacting with people, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's easy to forget that celebrities are people too.
Yeah.
Who make mistakes and say the wrong thing and aren't perfect. Oh. Yeah.
Gemma says, permission to note from the book that you discussed in book club last week.
Which was Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, just for anybody who didn't know that.
Permission to not be perfect all the time allows people to be brave. I totally see that. I think you hold yourself up in a lot of ways because you think you can't do something because other people might criticize you for it. Yeah. It says I had 1 inch heel on during the weekend and almost fell like 3 times.
Big mood.
Yesterday I just fell down the stairs and bumped my ass because I just slipped with the regular shoes. So,
oh, money.
I can't even generally walk anymore.
I wear Crocs around the house because I've got bad feet, and the doctor says they're fantastic house shoes, and I was like, yes, house shoes, not outside shoes. And I regularly trip on the soles of them while I'm walking in them.
What?
I trip on my own, like on the shoe while I'm in the shoe.
It was also Crocs where I fell down the stairs, I have to say. But equally, I also, in my own defense, something from the laundry fell on the floor, and then I stepped on it, and because I didn't see it, and then I slipped on it. So that's how it happened.
That would.
But what do you mean not outside shoes? I wear my Crocs outside.
No money. No.
If I wouldn't have bought the fucking Crocs at the fucking airport when I went home, I think I would have just killed somebody or myself or something. Fuck this. I was like, I'm surely gonna make it home in these shoes, even though I hate them. But then I saw the Crocs with the fur in it. I was like, no, this is it. I'm over this. And I threw them in the bin, and it was the best 2 minutes that I had. at the end of this trip, to be honest. It's not true. I
To
had a
be
great
honest,
trip, but
I wish I did something like that when we were in Amsterdam because I had the worst shoes ever.
seriously, I can't imagine. I can't even. Oh God, I can't even. I would have bought new shoes if I were you, honestly.
I don't know why I didn't. Well, because we didn't really have time to go shoe shopping. I don't even think we
Also,
passed
we
the shoe
didn't live
store.
across the shoe store, so it wasn't really like. It's true. Yeah, it's so annoying.
Tom says, I have some epic clumsy moments, not just in real life, but virtually too. It's true. I will tell you. Um, we have recently gone back to World of Warcraft and we have joined a role playing server. And we were just coming up to this boss and was standing beside Tom's character. And I said, I think he said, for the king. And I said, for the king. And then we like ran forward and I ran off the side of the staircase and died.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. But I ran forward. I didn't like run to the side. I ran forward and off the staircase and died. And I was like, yep, for the king, death.
I love that for you, honestly. Oh God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the true,
fantastic.
only true sacrifice, really.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins, myself.
And you ran off into the edge, into the abyss. That's what you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
So there we go. I star in my own action movies, and I'm just as clumsy.
Seriously. I mean, I would never say make a good action movie, but I mean, at least it would be fun to watch. Can make a comedy out of that.
I know. I'm like, I would be a comedy action movie. Mm-hmm.
Also, I would not be fit enough for an action movie. This won't work.
Same.
Oh man. Yeah, but be nice to Jennifer Lawrence. That's a
Stretch just said Amanda for first ever female action star. First ever, me.
Love that. I'm here for that. I'd go watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Cool. I think that's fine. We don't need to elaborate how much Jennifer Lawrence deserves some grace anymore.
No, we don't. We've said our piece. We have talked about it, and yeah,
exactly. Cool. So if you want more from us, there will be one episode again next week before we go into the Christmas break.
It's true. One more episode, and it's our holiday birthday episode.
Holiday episode. Woo! I don't know.
Birthday episode. Woo!
Like holiday. I have a hat and everything. If you want more from us, you aren't getting it.
But if you want more than this, you can come and join us in Discord. Where can they do that, Monty?
geekcaring.com/Discord. And you can join us there. I tried it with wham behind it, like the in my title. Still think it's funny.
It's very funny. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see you next week for our last episode of 2022.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go.
I know, Jinx, right? So many birthday deniers.
I think that's a December mood, to be honest.
Mm.
And it's also, and I said that recently, having birthday in December is really fucking weird because technically you have a year, like the year you were born in. So you expect to turn this age all year. So all you do is wait an entire year for this for this actual date for the actual year to change, and it's just an entire year of waiting, and then you have like 2 weeks, if even, where you're like your actual age in the right year, and then this starts all over again on January when you're like, oh my god, this year I'm gonna turn instant year here. See, you get it over with quickly, Jinx. You like get it out of the way, then you can be this age for an entire year, and don't have to explain to anyone that you're technically turning whatever age, but you're still this age and whatever. I don't know. Not that I regularly explain this to anyone, but it just feels like, I don't know. It just feels like such a time of waiting in all year. Not that I wait for my birthday, but it's just like, how old am I turning? How old am I now? It's just because I also don't remember my age at all. And then you realize how fucking old you are, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, damn.
Exactly. And also, I was
Tom also has a January birthday.
Yeah, January birthday kids are great. If they want, and I have to share with Jesus. Are you also on the 24th? Or is it the 25th? When are you celebrating? For me, it would be the 24th, which is why there's confusion right now. Everyone gets a birth month if they want, and I have to share with Jesus. Oh, you mean the month? Oh, you already had your birthday. Never mind. Yeah, we have to share it with fucking Jesus. And also, everybody's always constantly pissed all the time. Like, pissed as in annoyed during Christmas, during this December month, because everybody is in hysterics and is like, I need to buy stuff here. I need to prepare for the holidays. I need to finish work. So there's nothing chill about this month at all. So this is why December birthdays are just fucking annoying. Technically, Jesus is sharing with you, bitch. Wow. I don't know.
Yeah. What's that then?
Exactly. People get mad if you don't want to celebrate, but then have 10 million things on in December. Exactly. And also, since my mother died, nobody gave a shit anymore. So it's just like, we just meet each other on the 24th anyway, so we can celebrate then. And so it's just always like, yeah, whatever. And then there's somebody else who has birth. Yeah, I know. You already made me feel like give you shits. These are two different statements of two sides of one coin. That. Yeah, and ever since then, birthdays are also way weirder, to be honest. I don't know why. It's not that I gave a shit before, and not that I wanted it at all, but it's just different, and that also feels weird. I don't know. It's just weird. And I'm the one who goes to my in-laws and is like, you need to celebrate every year, because every time they're like, oh, it's just another year. And I'm like, other people would like that year, so you celebrate that year. And I'm like, I hate the birthday. Fuck it. No, I don't have it. Let me leave me alone. But yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, finish the rant now.
Well then.
Cool beans. We will be back next week with a holiday episode.
Birthday episode.
I just want small celebrations, nothing big, and you just feel overshadowed by the holidays no matter what. Yeah. Just like to go for food with people or something. I don't know.
Yeah. My cousin's born on the 23rd, and it was always like, my uncle was always, you get her 2 presents. You don't combine her birthday present with her Christmas present, because we always got together and we always did family birthdays. And he was like, she gets 2, just like all of your kids get 2.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like that, because then that sometimes means the presents could be really big, because you have like both at the same time. So it's easier to combine it, but you can't if you have like in the middle of the year, whatever.
True.
No, Jinx. Jinx, this is, you are not... This is your fucking day.
You came first.
You came first. You have ownership rights of this day, and the fucking insurrection can go shit anyway. And this is not something that will ever be celebrated, but everybody wants to celebrate you because you're epic, and fuck the insurrection and all the people involved.
Yes.
Ow. I hurt myself for this.
Mood. You tell everyone.
No. It's Jinx 6. That's what it is. That's what it is. Fuck all those people. Seriously. We should all storm the Capitol to chill. We should all, in peace and friendliness, and sit there and share cake and give everyone cake. That's worth it. I'd do
That would be really nice.
Yeah. Like, you had a long ass working day. Shit memories. Here is some cake for you. Love that. Okay.
I like it.
That's the way I like it. Cool beans.
Cool beans. Okay.
Let's send love over.
As per the usual.
I mean, I'm fine with that if you are.
Always.
Because we are so inspirational, we're gonna rate Ed.
Yeah.
Because we never do that. And I feel
never.
It's just because we kind of hooked on his day, so I feel very guilty.
Actually, he hooked onto ours.
Well, he got it on first. Tuesday first. He just tuned earlier because of his days off, which will be different next year, so I won't feel as guilty.
He changed his time after we selected our new time.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
He already was earlier when we decided, but I forgot about this.
Oh.
Because I thought it was Wednesday in my head, but it wasn't. It was Tuesday.
We can raid whoever we'd like to raid, Flinksy.
She said, and then she hit enter to raid it. We can do that. We will do that next time, or whenever Ed's not streaming, I guess. That's true. You're a woman. You're strong. So if you have the emotes, use the one. You know the drill. It's so easy to.
Plus, we have to go and see Ed because he's playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, and he played it for 12 hours, and I am actually quite invested in it. So that's where I'm going anyways.
Yeah.
To be honest.
He did such a good job then.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, jinx, he didn't do the camel, and I said it was really upsetting that he didn't do the camel because you did the Minecraft camel, and actually would have had to do the camel. But I guess he's doing it today or do some other time. Anyway, see you over there.
Enjoy your Tuesdays, friends.
Have a good Tuesday. Still need to work. Fuck me. And see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.